Okay, well, I'll show you. Like here, the way
Yeah.
I encode the transmitted signal is I just multiply by 1,000 by the channel number, and that is added to the signal that is sent as a jolt. And then at the receiving end, it filters out and figures out which, based on the fact that it's instead of being 100, it's now 5,100. It figures out,
Okay.
okay, it must be 100 because it fits in the 5,000 to 6,000 range, and then transmits this stripped out version from there.
Yeah, it's good. No, for me it's just simple. I had just the name, and I copy. I made. Oh, I'm sorry. I have my daughter. She's wake up.
Okay.
Daddy's talking.
Bye,
I'm
bye.
really interested though.
Daddy's talking.
But I think this one should be the better way. The better way you can because the name you change the name directly to.
Oh, it changes the name directly.
Yeah, yeah, but it don't work when the name is not valid. I don't know why. When he don't create it show the name, but it don't create the connection.
Huh.
Okay, I had to go.
Oh, I see.
Bye, guys.
Okay, that's cool.
Have fun.
Whoa.
That wasn't working a few weeks ago, was it? It was. It's the text.
but
It's the text stuff that's come in.
Crazy.
Yeah, I remember that was like a bug.
Yeah.
Okay, that's when I saw this when he did this a few weeks ago,
Yeah.
and it wasn't working because of some problem with the way the text was going. I was going, you can use the text for that. That's what you can use the text for.
Exactly.
I was
exactly. My
confused at the time.
I'm gonna so in a couple of years, I'm gonna have some words for that baby. Because think of all the genius moments that we are missing out on.
Because
They're waking up in the middle of the explanation.
Raz is done.
I need answers, and I don't need to worry about being second fiddle to a child.
Well, I have Ernie in his meditation room.
Okay, well, yeah. See,
and that's my usual excuse.
yeah, there you go. Yeah.
I've gotten wise to the situation.
So it's funny because before puppets, for me, like patching didn't make a whole lot of sense, and because I mean, outside of music, I mean, I love making the music, but modulating, filters, it was like, okay, that's cool. I mean, give me a piano I can bang on, and that's way more interesting to me. I love sequencing and stuff like that. That's fun, and being able to get the harmonies and all that stuff. But then once the puppets happened, I was like, oh yeah, here we go. Because not only did the sculpting thing get me excited about, like, what can you build with these things, but yeah, I think it was the sculpting the faces, and then bringing in the interactive elements that got me excited. Have you used interactive? Do you use? I know you use the AR windows and that kind of thing. I've seen you do that.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do? Do you do any of the big interactive cylinders or boxes yet?
Yeah, actually, I'm focusing on interactive boxes because I can it's exploring body.
Mm-hmm.
So my main the way people interact is I make an interaction box, then connect it to whatever effect,
Perfect.
and understand the movement, and it's makes it extremely.
Put your arm out to there. Put your arm out to here. Put your yes, that's great.
Yeah, and also it's way easier because again it's just move your body this way, right? And then it's people then go crazy and out of the box. It's okay, and something. Yeah, but something that I love is I give my explanation. Yeah. And but then I leave the system as open as I can.
Yes.
So then I say you can follow what I said, or then just do whatever you want. And people then start just moving things around and finding things, and maybe they won't find certain interaction, but they will discover something or how the system works. And I think that's extremely fascinating.
Yes.
And also it's really fun like there's different types of humans. Like there's people that just love to grab things, and I put something there, and it's like it's a box that you just need to like move your hand up and down, and they don't do that. They just like start grabbing stuff, and it's like, okay, cool, that you're that type of human. Grab stuff around and figure stuff out.
Pillage and plunder.
Yeah, take this, grab this. Well, can then especially when you have physics, you're like, you want to, if you want to grab something, they hit that button, and then like you could have giant floating planets coming toward them, and they could like bat them away, or those kind of moments would be really cool.
Yes. So I'm still like learning about like what humans do, in this space, and like the first time is like so like given like we're so used to this, so it's like, okay, like we understand certain interactions, so how they behave and stuff like that, but it's like the first time interacting with a 3D object in that way, like in that virtual environment.
So good.
It's like it's so interesting.
It must be different. It must be very similar to like a baby, how a baby like would like first like how does a baby process, something that's other than that? But like thinking it in terms of like, what does a human do? What? I was
she sleep again.
What's your daughter's name again?
Malou. She sleep.
Malou?
She's sleeping
Malou?
again. Malou.
So Malou in about 2 or 3 years is going to get a talking to from me. I was telling the others, because it's like all of the genius explanations that she has interrupted is just not okay.
Would you like a cat?
Okay, so
you were going to show. You were going to. Well, you were saying it's not working. It's changing the text, but it's not changing the signal, which is crazy.
Yeah, exactly. The text is changing good, but when you try to create a connector and connect to the named.
Hey, I know somebody you can ask. You can ask this guy. He could probably tell you.
What?
You tell him. You tell him.
We do this one.
It's,
But
I fixed this yesterday.
no. So it should working.
Text. So the update is not live yet. It's
Yes.
7/8. Yes.
Real time.
Yeah. So cool. So it should work. So you can create,
yeah. So
Exactly.
sorry about this. The point was to do this kind of things, but we didn't really try. We saw the text is there, so it should work. But actually, no, it was updating internally the wireless.
Beautiful.
jolt.
That makes my thing obsolete.
Oh, you
So it works. It
found
will
a
So
workaround?
cool.
Well, yeah, this thing, but it involves adding a number to the jolt signal, and then filtering that number on the receiving end to figure out what channel it's transmitting on. But if you have it so that the name itself is mutable, then not necessary. And all I could handle with this was 16 channels, because it was just like, nah, I'm tired now. So with the text field, it's not limited. You can have as much as you want. So yeah, that's great. I like that. Much better.
You know what? That never stops in PatchWorld. 2 years ago, I remember like working for hours on something, and then Boris saying, "Oh, why don't you just use," and then fill in the blank thing that I didn't know existed, or didn't know was going to be on the new update, or whatever. But it's that's kind of the nature of it. But it's cool.
Well, I went through the whole Viz thing and stuck these things on it to do the channels for different graphic components,
Hang tight.
because that's what I wanted wireless channels for, and it didn't